You're about to go deep inside the sometimes twisted world of the credit restoration industry and their unethical methods of scamming you out of your hard-earned money. And listen, this is a real story. A true story that only I will tell you because most companies are just looking to make the sale. But I gotta warn you, this story gets ugly. Companies get angry when their bottom line gets affected, especially when somebody like me puts them to shame by giving away the same information they charge thousands of dollars for. But before we go any further, we need to set the record straight. We're only at the beginning of this video and you've already seen some really bold claims. If I were you, I'd be wondering, is this a bunch of hype? And you're absolutely right to ask that question. Look, if I wasn't the guy who knows a former credit bureau insider who then taught me everything he knows and is currently my partner to this day and allowed me to put everything to work myself and saw it happen with my own two eyes, there's no way I'd believe it was true either. In other words, I know how you feel. So let me put your mind at ease by pulling back the curtain right now and showing you exactly how it works. You'll hear about all the scams, tricks, and methods that are used to try and separate you from your hard-earned dollar. For the first time ever, here's the backstory of how we can put our proven system to work for you using secret loopholes the credit bureaus don't want you to know about, and how you can make your bad credit stay away forever by utilizing our built-from-scratch credit education platform where we teach you from the ground up how to build, expand, and maintain your credit file forever. Oh, and did I mention, if I can't do this for you, my services are free to you for life. I know you've heard other people make these same claims before, but before you come to a conclusion that I'm in the same category, ask yourself this. Why would I offer my services to you free for life if I was just blowing smoke? So right now, I'm going to break it all down for you. Let's begin. Before I go right into talking about our system, I want to start by letting you in on one of my biggest secrets. And that secret is, I was once in your position. I'm just going to throw it out there. I really screwed up my credit. I was in college trying to play golf, work, and keep my grades up. I know you might have been one of the fortunate ones that had their parents pay for college, but I was one of the unfortunate ones that actually had to work to pay for college. At first, everything was great. I had my schedule down to the minute. I figured out how to manage my time so well with golf, work, and maintaining good grades that some nights I actually had some free time. Then, out of nowhere, I started getting credit card offers in the mail. At the time, I didn't know crap about credit. I don't even think I had credit really, and I didn't even care at that point. Remember, I had a great routine going, but the hypnotic marketing of all the credit card companies was eventually too much for me to resist. So I gave in, and let me tell you, it was awesome at first. I thought I was richer than all my friends. I'd hit the jackpot, man. All I had to do was swipe some plastic cards and I could buy a bunch of stuff. Things couldn't get any better. Then one day I got my first wake-up call with credit cards. Come to find out it wasn't as easy to pay the debt back as they said it would be. Up until this point, I had everything figured out, but now I was completely clueless. Frankly, I was scared out of my mind. And for good reason, because I ran up tons of debt, I didn't know how I was going to pay it back, my job didn't pay me enough money, nobody would give me a loan. And if that wasn't bad enough, my life schedule that I had so perfectly planned out at one time was getting all messed up. But my worries quickly turned into excited disbelief when I found the perfect solution to this horrific nightmare. Because I found a company that would pay my bills for me. My problems were solved, or at least I thought so. After doing tons of research trying to find a way to get out of this mess, I discovered that there were companies out there that would take all of your bills, put them together, and pay for them for you, and even give you a lower monthly payment if you let them do it. Yep, you guessed it, a debt consolidation company. I know, I can hear you now saying, duh, but just remember at the time these companies are very new and very popular. So I went ahead and took the plunge. I signed up. The problem I ran into was getting them to actually do their job. It turned out to be the worst mistake I'd ever made. I was excited for about the first 6 months of being in their program. One day, I had 2 of my creditors call me up to let me know that they're going to charge off my debt if I didn't make up the back payments I incurred over the last 4 months. I'm sure the one lady was muting her headset while I was talking because she was laughing so hard at me because I asked her, what is a charge off? She explained to me what it was and I was in shock. Imagine how embarrassing it was to have to tell her that I had hired a company to pay my bills for me and that they should have been paying them this whole time. After I checked up on this, I figured out that the company I had hired to pay all my bills for me so I could keep my life in order Hadn't been paying them a dime for 4 months. I called the debt consolidation company. They said it was a mistake and that they would fix it. Well, they never fixed it. My credit was shattered. I had late payments, charge-offs, and to make matters even worse, those charge-offs turned into collections. I spent the next 3 years with a pathetic credit score. It's been quite a while now, but I'm pretty sure all my scores were in the mid 500 range. After I graduated, I moved to St. Simons Island, Georgia to pursue a golf career. I've been playing lots of competitions and I was moving up the ranks. My golf instructor is one of the top 100 in the country and we were working hard. I was getting so good at golf that I started getting cocky. This is actually pretty funny. I said to myself, who needs credit? I'm going to make so much money playing golf that credit would be a thing of the past. Wrong again. I started making a bunch of connections. These connections eventually led to me starting a software company. I decided this was the best road for me to go because I could make tons of money much quicker. So I quit golf and started a software company that created interactive CD-ROMs for sports. While I was building this company, I met a guy who worked very high up in Equifax, who is now my partner today. I didn't see the potential at the time. A few months later, a few of my friends were having credit problems, right? I told them I knew a guy that could help them out. I sent them over to the guy, which is my partner, and he did his thing. To be honest, this guy seemed like he'd done the impossible. He removed 100% of their negative items. Okay, so before I continue, I know what you're thinking. That's impossible, right? Right now you're saying to yourself that you've done all the research on the internet and every source that has told you that removing 100% of negative items on your credit file is impossible. In fact, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, I'm not even allowed to claim I can remove 100% of the negative items on your credit file. If you notice, I never made such a claim. If you look back, I said, and I quote, I sent them over to this guy and he did his thing. To be honest, this guy seemed to have done the impossible. He removed 100% of the negative items. Trust me, I didn't believe it either. Think about it. Why would I believe this guy, right? Maybe he just got lucky. This is around the time where credit repair was getting popular. Everyone and their mother seemed to have a credit repair firm. And if that wasn't bad enough, most of them make completely false claims or they just flat out robbed you. These were the only two options. So that made me wonder, which one was this guy? The only thing that didn't make sense to me was that he actually did what he said he was going to do. That's why I decided to put him to the ultimate test. I had him do my own personal credit just to see if he was for real. Several months went by because we all know restoring your credit to perfect is not a quick fix. But I have to say, when he got through with my credit, it was completely clean. Everything was gone. This guy had performed a miracle and I saw it with my own 2 eyes. I saw a perfect opportunity to help people. And let's be honest, I just want to make a lot of money too. But how was I going to break into the industry where every other person assumed that all credit repair firms were nothing but scams? It was simple. I had to offer something that would make me stand out from all the other companies and individuals trying to restore people's credit. Then it hit me. I would offer something so outrageous that people would be convinced enough to at least look into my direction, right? I had to do what no other company was going to do in the entire industry. I decided to put my money where my mouth is, and I offered my services to anyone free for life if I couldn't deliver. Think about it. Why would I make such an outrageous promise if I couldn't deliver? This got immediate attention to me. I'll admit right now, some of the attention was negative at first. Companies doing credit restoration were calling me up and telling me I was going to get shut down for making false claims. Right when I thought I had a good take on this industry and was going to do well, I faced another problem. Everyone said it was too good to be true. What? So let me get this straight. People spend years trying to find the right connection for whatever they're looking for, then somebody finally comes along and gives them a connection, and instead of running with it, they say it's too good to be true. So I decided to go even further. I spent tons of money actually paying for people to use my own program. So here I am thinking this is going to be great, and the next thing I know, I'm paying my own customers to use my service. How stupid is that, right? But then something amazing happened. A blessing in disguise came my way. People started to see that my service is for real. I then started to get a flood of paying customers from the same people that I paid to use my service and allow me to show them my proven system. And then it began.